The power of the lower back. The lower back, often overlooked, carries an incredible amount of potential when it comes to establishing a deeper, more meaningful connection with a woman. At first glance, it may seem like an unassuming area, but in reality, it holds the ability to communicate so much more than words could ever express. There's something about this area that holds warmth, security, and subtlety, qualities that, when conveyed through touch, can create a strong and lasting emotional bond. When you place your hand gently on the small of her back, it's not about asserting dominance or trying to make her feel controlled. It's about offering her something far more valuable, a sense of security, a silent message of, "I'm here for you." The subtle touch of your hand conveys the unspoken understanding that you are tuned into her needs, offering her steady support and reassurance. It's a feeling that resonates deep inside her, creating a bond that transcends the physical. Think about moments when you're walking together through a crowd or helping her out of a car. As you guide her through these ordinary situations, your hand on her lower back becomes something extraordinary. It's a form of non-verbal communication that tells her you are looking out for her, ready to support her in the most respectful way possible. You're not intruding on her space. You're simply offering a form of gentle reassurance. This gesture, though seemingly small, carries an enormous amount of weight. It is a way of saying, "I've got your back." It's not about making her feel like she needs protection, but rather about showing her that she can trust you to be there when it matters. The touch itself should never feel intrusive or overwhelming. It should be soft, fluid, and natural. Think of it as a way of conveying warmth without having to say a word. There's a deeper psychological element at play here as well. The lower back is a place that holds tension for many people, stress from the day, or worries about the future. By offering this gentle touch, you are subtly helping to release some of that tension. You're providing a safe space for her to relax, both physically and emotionally, which fosters a sense of closeness. As your hand rests on her lower back, it acts as a kind of anchor for both of you. It grounds the moment in something real and tangible, while also conveying an understanding that you are there to support her in a way that is non-intrusive and respectful. It's a small gesture, yet one that carries great emotional weight. Don't be mistaken. This touch isn't about creating physical attraction, although that can certainly be a side effect. It's about establishing an emotional connection. It's a way of showing her that you're tuned in to her needs and that you're ready to offer steady, silent support without needing to make a spectacle of it. It's an understated yet powerful touch that can make her feel deeply connected to you. Whether you're walking beside her or guiding her through a busy street, the lower back is an ideal place to establish this kind of connection. It's an area that's both intimate and respectful, creating a space for mutual understanding to grow. There's something incredibly sensual about being able to touch this area without overstepping boundaries, something that creates a quiet, steady connection between you. So next time you're with her, consider using this subtle touch. It's more than just a way to guide her physically. It's an opportunity to connect with her emotionally, to offer her something that goes beyond the physical realm and taps into a deeper level of intimacy. The lower back holds power, and when you use it in the right way, it can form the foundation for a meaningful and lasting connection. Chapter 2. The nape, a sensitive and intimate touch. Moving to an even more intimate and sensitive area of a woman's body, we come to the nape of the neck. This part of her body is often exposed, whether she's wearing her hair up or down, and it is incredibly vulnerable. The nape is where trust is placed, and when approached gently, can be the source of profound emotional and physical connection. It's a delicate area that holds a quiet power, and when you touch it with respect and care, you can evoke feelings of tenderness and deep connection. A light touch on the nape can be incredibly striking. This is not a place for aggressive or dominating gestures. Instead, it calls for a gentleness that speaks volumes about your understanding of her emotional landscape. To touch the nape properly, you must be attuned to her body language, ensuring that your touch is light, almost ethereal, rather than forceful. It's about making her feel safe and cherished, not about asserting control. Think of a time when you were close to her, perhaps during a tender moment, when you were simply enjoying each other's presence. A caress on the nape during a hug, while talking closely, or even as you pass by her, can create a charged, intimate moment that communicates affection without words. This is a place that holds vulnerability, so touching it with care signals deep respect for her boundaries and a clear invitation for emotional closeness. A gentle touch on the nape can awaken something inside her, a sensation that feels as if time has momentarily stopped. It's not about pressing or massaging the area. It's about offering a soft, delicate caress that shows your deep emotional investment. The nape holds power because it's a part of the body that is often overlooked, yet when touched correctly, it can become a symbol of your connection. It's about conveying that you see her, not just her exterior, but her vulnerability, and you respect that. It's important to note that the nape is a highly sensitive area. It's often where we hold tension, especially if we've had a stressful day or are carrying emotional weight. So, a gentle touch here can provide more than just physical pleasure. It can offer her a sense of release. You're not just touching her skin, you're connecting with her on a deeper level, offering comfort and intimacy in one simple gesture. When you caress her nape, it's as though you're speaking to her without words. It's a way of saying, "I care about you, and I recognize your needs and vulnerabilities." This type of touch requires trust, and it's important that you approach it with tenderness and mindfulness. If she doesn't invite you in, it's best to keep your touch light and respectful. The power of the nape lies in its subtlety. There's an unspoken invitation to intimacy when you approach it with care. During moments of quiet affection, like when you're holding her face or simply leaning in close, taking the opportunity to gently caress the nape can create a profound connection. It's an invitation to enter a deeper emotional space, one where you share mutual respect and affection. The nape is not just a physical location, it's a symbol of emotional vulnerability, and touching it with gentleness shows that you honor and appreciate that. Sometimes the simplest gestures hold the most power. A light touch on the nape is a moment that feels personal, shared between the two of you. It's a small act, but one that can reverberate with emotional depth. Whether it's a fleeting moment or a lingering caress, this touch speaks volumes about your attentiveness to her feelings and needs. In the world of intimate connections, the nape is a powerful place. It may seem like a small part of the body, but when touched with respect, it can create a ripple effect of connection, trust, and affection. It's not just about the physical act of touching, it's about what that touch represents, a deeper emotional bond, an invitation to trust, and a promise of intimacy. The nape is a place of beauty, power, and connection, and when you approach it with care, it can create lasting feelings that deepen the relationship. These two chapters now offer a deeper, more detailed exploration of the significance of the lower back and nape, adding depth to the overall understanding of intimate gestures. Chapter 3. The arm, a subtle, yet profound gesture. The arm, often overlooked in favor of more traditionally intimate areas, holds an immense potential to create moments of connection and intimacy. It's a spot that's readily accessible, yet can communicate so much about the relationship. A simple touch on the arm might seem insignificant, but in reality, it can be one of the most profound ways to convey affection, care, and interest. Picture this. You're having an in-depth conversation with her, discussing everything from light-hearted jokes to more serious topics. As you lean in to emphasize a point or listen intently, your hand instinctively rests on her arm. This small, seemingly casual gesture carries an incredible weight. The touch of your hand conveys that you are fully engaged in the moment, listening attentively and offering her your undivided attention. It's an act of presence, signaling that you care deeply about what she has to say and that you are invested in the exchange. The key to making this touch meaningful is ensuring that it feels natural. It should never come across as forced or awkward. It should flow seamlessly with the conversation, almost as if it's an extension of the words being spoken. Whether it's a soft stroke or a light, brief touch, the gesture should feel spontaneous and organic, reflecting the depth of the emotional connection you share. But what makes this gesture so effective is its versatility. The arm is always within reach, no matter where you are or what you're doing. Whether you're sitting together at a dinner table, standing side by side, or walking down the street, the arm is an ideal place for physical connection. You don't need a special occasion or moment to reach out and touch her arm. It can happen naturally in the flow of daily life. It's in these everyday interactions where the arm's true power shines through. Imagine walking with her, and as you talk, you let your hand brush against her arm. This simple touch can create an immediate sense of closeness. It's not about pushing for intimacy or forcing the moment. It's about reinforcing the connection that already exists between you. It's a way of saying, "I'm here and I'm with you in this moment." By doing this, you subtly deepen the bond, letting her know that you are emotionally available and engaged in your shared experience. Another great time to use the arm touch is when you're sharing a laugh or a special moment. When something funny happens or a particularly meaningful exchange takes place, a gentle squeeze or caress on her arm can amplify the emotional connection. It's like saying, "This moment matters to me, and I want you to know that I'm truly here with you." It's a gesture that's both light-hearted and meaningful, one that strengthens your emotional bond without making things feel heavy or forced. There's also a level of intimacy that comes with touching the arm that goes beyond just physical connection. It's a way of showing that you see her for who she is. The act of reaching out to touch her arm demonstrates a level of attentiveness, an acknowledgement that she is important to you. It's a small but profound act that shows you care without needing to say it out loud. When you touch her arm, notice how she might respond. Perhaps her body language relaxes, or she leans in a little closer to you. The arm touch creates a shared moment, one where both of you feel more connected, more in tune with each other. It's a reminder that intimacy doesn't have to be a grand gesture. Sometimes it's the subtle touches that hold the most meaning. In the long run, the arm touch becomes a signature of your relationship, a silent form of communication that says, "I'm here with you and I care about you." This simple but powerful act can leave a lasting impression, reinforcing the emotional closeness you both share. So next time you find yourself with her, consider how you can incorporate this soft, meaningful touch. It's a simple gesture that has the potential to create profound intimacy in your connection. Chapter 4. The knee, a surprising source of intimacy. Now, let's explore a less conventional but incredibly effective spot for intimacy, the knee. Often underestimated, the area around the knee holds an incredible capacity to foster connection and closeness. When touched with care and intention, the knee can become a powerful focal point for intimacy and affection. While it may seem like an unlikely choice, the knee has the potential to be a surprising source of emotional and physical closeness. Imagine you're sitting next to her, perhaps on a couch, at a movie theater, or during a quiet evening in. Your hand rests gently on her knee, creating a soft, reassuring connection between the two of you. This simple gesture, though subtle, conveys a sense of comfort and warmth. It's a touch that says, "I'm here with you, and I value your presence." The knee is a delicate area of the body, and when touched gently, it becomes an intimate and sensual part of her anatomy. A light, respectful touch on the knee shows that you understand the importance of closeness without overstepping boundaries. It's not about making her feel uncomfortable or overwhelmed. It's about creating a space where both of you can relax, feel comfortable, and share a deeper bond. What's especially unique about the knee is that it's a neutral area. It's not as inherently intimate as, say, the waist or the neck, but it still holds the ability to convey connection and tenderness. Because it's less directly associated with sexuality, the knee becomes a point of contact that's loaded with emotional intimacy rather than physical desire. This makes the touch even more powerful, as it communicates affection and care in a way that's emotionally grounded, rather than focused solely on physical attraction. In moments of casual intimacy, like when you're simply spending time together, a touch on the knee can help to break down barriers and create a sense of togetherness. It's an unspoken invitation to deepen your connection, allowing both of you to relax into the moment and enjoy each other's company, without the pressure of trying to be anything more than what you already are. One of the most effective times to use the knee as a point of contact is during a quiet, relaxed setting. Perhaps you're watching a film or simply enjoying a meal together. Resting your hand on her knee during these moments can strengthen your emotional connection, showing her that you are comfortable in her presence and value the time you share. Value the time you share. It's a way of being close without rushing the moment, creating a sense of peace and understanding. However, it's important to approach this touch with sensitivity and respect. The knee is a part of the body that some may feel more vulnerable about, so it's crucial to read her body language and make sure she is comfortable with this level of closeness. If she welcomes the touch, it can serve as a gentle reminder that you are present, engaged, and available to her. If she pulls away, it's a signal that you should respect her space, and this is where emotional intelligence becomes key. Another great opportunity for touching the knee arises when you're walking together. Perhaps you take her hand as you walk side by side, and as you continue, your hand may naturally rest on her knee. This touch is grounded in warmth and reassurance, subtly guiding her through the shared experience of walking together. It's a perfect example of how the knee touch can serve as a non-invasive but meaningful way to reinforce the emotional connection between you. Ultimately, the knee is an area of the body that, when touched with intention, communicates comfort, respect, and a deep emotional connection. Whether you're sitting side by side, enjoying quiet moments, or simply enjoying each other's presence, the knee can become an anchor for intimacy. It's a small gesture, but one that says, "I'm here and I care." By understanding the power of this area and respecting the space, you can use the knee touch to build a lasting, meaningful connection with her. These two chapters now explore the subtle yet significant power of the arm and knee as areas of touch that can foster intimacy, emotional connection, and trust. Chapter 5. The Waist, a gateway to deeper connection. The waist is an incredibly sensitive and powerful area of the body, and touching it can be a deeply intimate gesture. When you touch a woman's waist, you are signaling closeness, affection, and often a desire for deeper connection. The waist is a unique point of contact. It is neither too forward nor too distant. When approached respectfully, this area can convey a range of emotions, from tenderness to passion, depending on the context. Imagine the scenario. You're both dancing at a party, or perhaps you're moving together in sync to the beat of music. As you pull her closer, Your hand gently rests on her waist, guiding her movements with ease. This moment is one of profound intimacy, where the touch serves as both a source of comfort and an invitation for connection. Your hand on her waist offers support, creating a sense of security, and at the same time, it communicates a level of closeness that transcends words. The key to touching a woman's waist lies in understanding the balance between affection and respect. The waist is a vulnerable area, one that is close to the center of the body, yet it's not so intimate that it feels too forward or uncomfortable. Touching the waist creates a sense of proximity, yet it also maintains a respectful distance, giving her space to choose how much intimacy she wants to engage in. In many ways, the waist is a gateway between the heart and the rest of the body. It represents both emotional closeness and physical intimacy, which is why touching it can create a powerful bond between two people. Whether you're holding her close on the dance floor or simply walking together hand in hand, the waist provides the perfect place to express a gentle yet meaningful connection. The waist is an area that's often highlighted in romantic gestures, and for good reason. When you touch a woman's waist, you are not only physically close to her, but you're also communicating an emotional vulnerability. It's a place where affection, desire, and trust intersect. A light touch on the waist can be incredibly sensual, suggesting intimacy without overstepping boundaries. It's a soft, subtle gesture that can make her feel valued, desired, and appreciated. It's also important to note that the waist is a region that can be both comforting and exciting. A gentle touch on the waist can signal to her that you care, that you're there to support her, and that she is safe in your presence. However, in moments of heightened intimacy, like during a passionate kiss or an embrace, the waist can transition into a more charged zone, expressing a deeper level of attraction and passion. Take a moment to consider the emotional significance of the waist. It is a place where women often feel the weight of their own self-image. When you touch her waist with tenderness and care, you are making her feel beautiful, strong, and desired in a way that's deeply personal. A hand on the waist shows that you appreciate the essence of who she is, both physically and emotionally. The touch of the waist can also be a powerful tool for emotional connection, as it can create a physical link between the two of you. Imagine you are standing together in a quiet, intimate setting, like a park or a living room. Your hand naturally moves to her waist, resting there softly as you share a conversation or a moment of silence. The touch becomes a silent conversation in itself, a way of saying, "I'm here with you, and I'm not going anywhere." The waist, being a soft and often exposed part of the body, holds significant emotional weight. It invites intimacy, but also allows for playful affection and tenderness. When you gently rest your hand on her waist, you are sending the message that you're available to her, not just physically, but emotionally as well. It is an area that invites closeness, whether you're offering reassurance during a difficult moment or simply enjoying each other's company in a relaxed setting. It's crucial to pay attention to how she responds to your touch on the waist. If she leans into you or relaxes into your touch, it's a sign that she feels safe and connected to you. This is the power of the waist as a zone of emotional and physical connection. It's a delicate and significant space, and when touched correctly, it can forge a bond that lasts long after the physical contact has ended. In summary, the waist is one of the most powerful areas for creating intimacy and trust. Whether you are guiding her in a dance, offering support as you walk together, or simply resting your hand on her waist as a gesture of affection, the waist provides a perfect point of contact that is simultaneously comforting and passionate. It's an area that allows you to convey both your desire and your emotional presence, fostering a deeper connection between the two of you. Chapter 6. The Hands, a Language all their own. When we think about intimate connections, one of the most natural forms of touch is the hands. Hands are not only physical instruments of touch, but they also hold a deep symbolic significance in any relationship. A well-timed touch of the hand, when done with care and intention, can say more than words ever could. It can communicate warmth, affection, desire, and deep emotional connection. The power of the hands is not limited to just physical sensation. They carry emotional weight that can strengthen a bond and deepen intimacy in a way that few other gestures can. Imagine sitting with her at a cozy cafe, perhaps having a cup of coffee, lost in conversation. As you talk, you extend your hand, offering it to hers. This simple yet profound gesture, when done thoughtfully, can be incredibly powerful. A light, tender grasp of the hand immediately signals a deeper emotional connection, one that goes beyond mere words. It shows that you are present, fully engaged, and emotionally invested in her and your relationship. What makes the hands so special is their versatility. They can convey a wide range of emotions and intentions. A gentle, soft hold conveys care and tenderness, while a firmer grasp can show desire and passion. The way you touch her hand can speak volumes about the connection between you, whether you're offering comfort, support, or simply seeking closeness. In moments of vulnerability, the hand becomes a source of reassurance. If she's going through a challenging time, taking her hand gently can communicate to her that you're there for her, that you're a steady presence she can rely on. Your hand on hers offers warmth, letting her know that no matter what she's facing, she is not alone. In these moments, the hand becomes a silent expression of support, offering her both emotional and physical comfort. But the hands are not only reserved for moments of vulnerability. When you're sharing a joyous or intimate moment, a touch on the hand can create an undeniable bond. Picture the two of you laughing together, sharing a private joke. As you do, your hands may naturally meet, and this simple contact, this tender hold, can amplify the emotional energy of the moment. It reinforces the connection between you, turning a joyful instance into something more profound. The beauty of touching someone's hand is that it's a universally understood gesture of connection. Whether you're in a crowded room or a quiet park, reaching out and holding her hand creates a private world between you, a bubble of intimacy that only the two of you share. It's a tactile language that transcends words, speaking volumes about the bond you share. There is also something deeply romantic about holding hands. It's a form of connection that is often seen in the early stages of relationships, when two people are still getting to know each other. However, it doesn't lose its magic with time. As the relationship deepens, the simple act of holding hands can still convey the same sense of excitement, affection, and emotional connection that it did when you first met. What's particularly meaningful about touching her hands is that they are often a point of vulnerability. The hands are not only how we express ourselves in the world, but they are also sensitive areas that reveal much about a person's emotions. When you take her hand, you are acknowledging that you understand the importance of this connection, and you are offering a form of care and respect that goes beyond the surface level. Whether it's a reassuring squeeze or a soft caress, each touch of the hand becomes a symbol of your emotional investment in the relationship. The hands also serve as a way to express affection in public. While more intimate gestures may not always be appropriate in certain settings, holding hands provides a discreet yet meaningful way to show that you care. It's an act of closeness that can be done openly, yet it still communicates a deep, private connection. The simple clasp of fingers is both an invitation for closeness and an expression of affection. In the moments you share, don't underestimate the power of your hands. From a light brush of the fingers to a full grasp, Each touch is a testament to the bond between you. A woman's hands are incredibly expressive, and when you take the time to engage with them thoughtfully, you can unlock a deeper connection between you two. Pay attention to how she responds to your touch, and let your hands do the talking. In summary, the hands are an incredibly powerful tool for creating intimacy and connection. Whether you're offering comfort, expressing affection, or simply sharing a quiet moment together, a touch on the hand speaks volumes about the relationship. It's a gesture that can convey warmth, desire, support, and care. And when used thoughtfully, the hands become a language all their own, a language that transcends words and creates an unbreakable bond between two people.